the America's Tier 2 Season 5, Round 10, I believe. Yeah, Round 10 at Spa. Next to me is Pure Blades. Looking forward to this one. At one of the
Yeah,
most
I'm
legendary
finding
tracks.
this regular commentary slot for myself, so I don't
Oh,
want it
wait.
to be.
Oh, hang on, hang on.
Oh,
There's an issue. It says it's a 3-lap race, but it makes no sense. Oh, okay, there we go, it's fixed. I was really confused.
yeah, I was worried then. There we go. You love to see the game working for once.
Yeah. And with our awesome telemetry, this qualifying session will be even more exciting. Looks a bit overcast at the moment. I'm not sure if it will rain.
Yeah, I'll see what we can do about getting some weather updates, but obviously nothing at the moment.
Yep, nobody out on track yet, I think. Yeah. So looking at the championship standings, Red Bull have actually clinched the constructors' title last race, Juventus and Vettel. So congratulations to them. I don't think it was mentioned back then. But now Vettel, he can actually win the driver's title today. He needs to outscore Juventus by 14 points. So that means he needs to win and get the fastest lap with Juventus outside of the podium. So there's a real chance of him doing it today.
Yeah, like you said, Juventus needs to finish P4 and Phaeton needs the win and the fastest lap, so should be interesting to see how the Red Bulls go about this race.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any team orders today, but yeah, as Bursey is the first one out on track on a set of soft tires, which is not surprising. The strategy is quite simple here. It's just soft to medium.
Yeah, it's not one where the tyres degrade really very much, very fast, so easy soft medium. So medium soft also effective if you can overtake, which isn't the easiest thing to do around Spa.
Yeah, the DRS trains are quite annoying. Because of how powerful it is, you can't really overtake anyone because everyone has the DRS open and is very quick in a straight line. So you need to hope for a mistake or break the DRS train, which is, like you said, quite difficult.
And then if you're gonna try and do it with the DRS down towards Lecon, the chicane at the end of the straight, you need to get a good exit out of Eau Rouge and Radion, which a lot of guys might not do because they're nervous about going through that corner. I've seen it a few times, Cookie particularly from Tier 1. He can't get an overtaking move done because he's scared of crashing at the top. And he just doesn't get a good exit out of the corner.
Yeah, you need a lot of confidence from the rear of the car at this track. In qualifying, it's up, but in the race, especially if you're close to the wall. Bursey is heading into Lecom. It's a purple sector, as expected. Looks like a tidy lap so far. His first sector time was a 29.7, which is decent. He seems to be a bit cautious, especially on the throttle. To be expected, this is just a banker lap. Good to get a time in.
Stays well away from that curb. Puan. Obviously a treacherous area for these cars. The back end likes to go round if you clip it. If you get it right though, just a little clip on the curb, get it right, and get you a lot of time. Comes down to the sector 2 split, obviously purple.
Heading into Blanchimont. Easily flat and dry, but in the wet you might need to lift off slightly. Which I'm not sure about the weather conditions, as somebody has gone off in sector 2. I think it's a McLaren. I can't quite tell.
Yeah, the McLaren of Arkaka. Or maybe it's Porridge. No, it was Arkaka.
Okay, so our first lap time of today is 44.1, which is
Yeah, not a
alright.
bad lap from Bursey there, but you're certainly expecting to beat it.
Yeah, it should be quicker
So,
as the session goes on. And it was our Kaka that had wing damage, and I think an Alpha's gone off.
yeah, an Alpha, it's DK. Facing backwards on the run up to Blanchimont, but he's going to have to stay out of the way. It's
Yeah,
the
I
racing
think
point coming through now of iPhone.
yeah, I think he just understeered into that wall. It's very easy to do in the race, but I haven't seen anyone do it in qualifying so far. As Juventus on the mediums comes across the line, a 44.4, which is quite good considering he's only 3/10 off Bursey with a harder compound.
Yeah, yellow flag, that's just going to be guys backing up to maybe go for their runs.
Indeed. As Gru slots into P4 for Mercedes. Looks like Fatal's on a lap. I'll check. Yeah. It's using hot lap mode down the straight, interestingly. Most people prefer overtake mode. But heading into the bus stop chicane.
We're going to see what Fatal can do in terms of his teammate. 5/10 behind his teammate. So,
Sorry, had to take a quick break there as Fatal goes P3 on a set of mediums.
yeah, it's not a bad lap time, but he will be looking to beat it, probably, most likely on the softs, so
Yeah,
we
Peyton,
shall see what happens later.
he's on the hards. I don't know why. Just to get a banker, I guess. It goes with a 47 too. He'll definitely improve on that, I'm sure. As kinda another one on the mediums. A lot of medium tire qualifiers. Oh, Connor's invalidated, so yeah. He'll be
He's
looking
gonna
to
go
start a
again.
new lap. Indeed.
Obviously got the fuel on board to do it.
So up through Eau Rouge, stays away from the curbs. And going overtake mode down the straight. Let's see what his first sector split is. It's a 30.0, not too amazing, but he's on the medium tire, so it's to be expected. There's
He's
some
down
traffic.
Past the Alpha and through Brussels corner.
Yeah, it's a very understeery corner. Tricky to get right, but yeah, once you can get it right, it feels awesome.
Through No Name and now down into Pouon. Stays one away from the curb again, so it's not looking like these guys are gonna get adventurous.
Yeah.
Try and clip that curb. On the outside, up to the sector 2 split now.
Let's see what it is. It's a 17.5, 117.5. I don't know where that stands relative to the other guys. As it looks like the sun is drying up, the sun is showing up. So the track could be getting a bit faster in the final minutes of the session.
And it's lovely to see. I know a few guys who wanted rain this week and unfortunately didn't get it. So
Yep, Bodod also setting his first lap time. It's P3 for the Australian. I think Imran is about to complete his lap 2. Let's see. On a set of mediums out of ERS and P6 for the American.
yeah, Juventus now out for his first flying lap on the soft tyre. A bit late to go out for your first lap on the softs, as Kano invalidates possibly another run on the mediums. He's gonna have to move out the way. He's an eye fella
Ooh,
behind him.
sector 3, yellow flag. I'm not sure what that is for. I think it's just everybody backing up. He lets Andrew go by.
Andrew through. And,
Yeah, I think Andrew's just about to start a new lap. So with 8 minutes to go, it's Bursey on provisional pole, going again on a set of softs. With Juventus and P2 also going for another run, and Bora on his in-lap, I think, back to the pits.
stays away from those curbs, Oppo, Rouge and Radion. Through Kemmel corner and onto the Kemmel straight now. Imran has invalidated his lap, so that'll be medium run over for him.
True. Juventus goes purple through sector 1, a 10th up on his best lap time.
Through Brussels.
Short shifts up to 4th gear to minimize the wheel spin.
In 4th through No Name corner, we shall see what he's got to offer through Pouron. Turns in early, clips the curb a little bit. Good line there, very tricky corner. Through the chicane. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, he might get a slight toe from the Williams ahead of him. No, I think it's too far. Anyway, he's almost a second up, so this will definitely be in the 43s. But let's look at Andrew first, as I think there's a McLaren in the gravel trap in sector 2. As Bursey improves on his provisional pole, a 44.0. What about Andrew? It's a 45.8 and Juventus, wow, 8 tenths clear. I mean, that is seriously impressive pace. Probably AM1 pace actually. Let's see how his teammate can respond. He's on a quit lap. Fifth gear through the chicane. Let's see if he goes purple through the sector 2 split. He does. He's also a second up, so looks like he's going to get in the 43s too, but how deep into the 43s?
We're going to need to gain some time.
Yep.
Comes through the double left of Blanchimont. And up to the bus stop chicane. How is it now?
Across the line, it's a 43.7. And I think there was a McLaren made a mistake again. Arkaka. Looks like he has his front wing intact, so I'm not sure what's happened.
I think it's quite clear looking at the two Red Bulls laps that Juventus has got the superior ERS deployment. He's overtake down the straights. He's running high in the through the twisty middle sector. He's doing really well with his ERS deployment, and I think that's what's giving him the edge over his teammate so far.
Yeah, quite possible. I haven't seen Vettel run out of ERS on his lap, but if you run overtake mode down the straights, that can give you a slight advantage, and yeah, I think those tiny slight advantages have added up to make the half a second difference between the two Red Bulls. As Arkaka is still going very slowly, I think he's out of fuel. Yeah,
he is indeed out of fuel. Something that I did a couple of times.
Yeah, he'll need
On Monday.
Let's look at who's on a lap. I think Peyton's on a lap. Yeah, coming to the sector 2 split. Well, he's 1.7 seconds up on his time. Goes purple through the middle sector, so this could be a competitive time from the Ferrari driver. through Blanchimont. He's using cut lap mode down the straights too, which is interesting. Oh yeah, he decides to abort the lap and into the pits. I don't know if he will have enough time for another run, because it takes a while for the car to
Gonna
be
be
actually put in
tight,
the
but
garage.
I think he'll just about have enough time to get round and back again for another flying lap.
Yeah, I think Kono's on a hot lap. He's a 10th up through the middle sector, third gear. I've seen people use second gear through there, but yeah, third gear is also fine.
He's gonna want a lot more than a 10th.
Yeah, definitely you should be improving upon that 146.
Down through Pouhon. Through the campus chicane and into Stavrolo.
Looks tidy so far. Oh, a bit of a poor exit, but I think he still took the corner alright. He's 8 tenths up at the moment.
Yeah.
This could put him in the top 10.
Certainly could. He comes down through Blanchimont.
Yeah,
The
but
track rises up. The bus stop chicane. He's almost out of ARS. Will be out of ARS as he exits the corner.
let's see. Is this in the 44s? Oh, just about misses it. A 45-1, which is P7, and yeah, quite nice, but others might improve upon that. Gugurk's King is a 10th up through Sector 1. He'll be looking to get into top 3 possibly. He's been competitive this season, but I don't think he has won a race yet, so that will be interesting to see how he
Here we go
does.
for Juventus. The man from Canada out on his last flying lap. He's going to come up towards Eau Rouge and Radion now. Track rising sharply to the apex. Hits it wonderfully onto Kemmel. And down the Kemmel straight. Maxing out at 210 miles an hour. He comes through Lecombe.
As Guru is finishing his lap, let's see what the Mercedes man can do, and we'll jump back to Juventus. It's P7. Oh, 2 thousandths away from P6, but yeah, still a good position so far. What about Juventus?
Just through Brussels and no name as he comes down to Pouhon.
He's using the curves very aggressively.
He wants this pole position. He wants to push the championship battle back to Singapore.
Yep. He's shown that he has the pace throughout the season, but it's just the consistency he needs to work on, and I think he's found it in the last few races. Let's see if he can break into the 42s.
As he comes to Blanchimont.
Let's see if the provisional pole sitter can further improve upon his time. And coming across the line, it's a 1:40.32. He can't improve. Bursey improves though. He's up to P2. Still 3 tenths behind Juventus. What about Fatal? He's half a tenth up through the first sector. I think Andrew is also. Andrew's up by a lot, but will it be enough? It's good enough for P6. I think Peyton is really out of position here, and I think he's just about made it. Okay, let's jump back to Fatal. He's 2 tenths up through the middle sector, so this is close with Bursey at the moment, but will it be enough to catch Juventus? He needs a monstrous final sector. The final chicane looks tidy, but is it enough? No, but it's a Red Bull front row lookout for now. Looks like DK's backed off, so yeah. I think that's your grid. Unless Peyton, yeah, he goes P7. Yeah, the field is really tight from P5 to P9, just separated by a few tenths. So that's your grid then. It's a Red Bull 1-2, as many have expected, with Juventus on pole by 2/10 of a second.
So then, qualifying positions for the AM2 Belgian Grand Prix. Juventus grabs pole with a time of a 1:43.224. His teammate 2/10 back with a 1:43.4 in P2. Then Burzy and DK separated by 6/10 on the second row. Big gap in pace between those guys. Then contest of speeds, Resident Aussie in P5 with Imran joining him on the third row. Then P-Dog Peyton and Andrew on the fourth row. Slower times from those with an all-Canadian fifth row, rounded off the top 10 of Porridge Power and Grugrux King.
It will be an interesting race at Spa. It usually has a lot of safety cars, as we saw in Tier 2 and Tier 1.
And it's sunny!
Yeah, very sunny. I'm not sure about the weather forecast though. I haven't seen anything from anyone.
Yeah, the weather can be known to drastically change here in the Ardennes forest, so
Yeah,
be an
if you
interesting
remember
one.
2008, it suddenly poured down in the last few laps and everybody started sliding. I'm not sure if we'll see a repeat of it today, but yeah, it can change very suddenly. So what is everybody's predictions for today's race? Let us know in the chat, and yeah, I'll ask you as always, Blades. Who do you
I'm
think
afraid
will
I
be the
can't make
podium?
predictions because I just seem to curse people.
Well, I'll
He's going to
make one
hate me, but I
prediction.
think Conno's going to get a podium. There you go.
Well, we should refer to him by his proper
Yeah,
name, the
the
Steg.
Steg's going to get a podium
Yeah,
in this America's Tier 2 race.
yeah. I'll make one prediction. I don't think the title will be decided today. I think Juventus will take the fight on to Singapore. It just looks very close between the Red Bulls, and I don't see Juventus falling outside of the podium unless he makes a mistake. Taking quite a while for the race to begin.
Yeah, everybody's been good boys today. People obviously taking a lot of time mulling over the strategy and just thinking what they're going to do. Obviously, big decision for the guys outside the top 10 whether they want to go for the softs or obviously mediums. The reverse strategy can be quite good, but remains to be seen what the three guys outside the top 10 end up doing.
Yeah, and one more thing critical on this track is the fuel load. Since there are a lot of straights, you're tempted to put more fuel in, but the issue is since you're in a train, most likely, your engine overheats very easily, so you can't really run rich mode. So yeah, you need to find a fine balance in between. So as we get ready for the formation lap of this 22 lap race, I'll look at the tires. So it looks like everybody's gone on softs apart from the Stig, who's on medium, so he'll be hoping for a safety car at the right time.
Yeah, he'll want to be got soft. About lap 14, 15, maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I've done it at lap 12 and I think you can still make it to the end, so...
Yeah, it just depends if you got a fresh set from qualifying.
True. I'm not sure
Yeah.
how many runs Connor did. I think he did a run on medium, so he could have a fresh set. I think Grugax King is one of the drivers out of position, and I think he'll make up some places during the race, but yeah, we'll see. Some good competition ahead of him. They'll all need to be careful through Eau Rouge, especially on the first lap with cold tires. It's very easy to lose the backhand of the car and just, yeah, it's possible to see pileups there.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really easy place to lose the car, and sadly I crashed there on Monday. I know a lot of drivers have been lost from this race over the years and over the seasons of contest of speed. So it should be interesting to see how many drivers we actually finish with tonight.
Yeah, we had quite a few retirements today in European Tier 1. I think we started with 20 and ended with 13, I want to say. So, yeah, hopefully not that many retirements, but you never know.
Yeah, we hope so. As they start to form up on the grid. Juventus from Fatal from Bursey. And who will have the bravery?
Yeah, they all need to be careful into Las Horse. Very easy to miss your braking point and just hit someone in front of you. As the 5 red lights are gonna go out. The 2 Red Bulls on the front row, but which one will come out on top at the end of the Camel Straight? Let's find out, and away we begin. Looks like Fatal's got a good start. He's pressurizing Juventus into turn 1, but Bursey sticks his nose in.
To cut off his teammate.
Yeah, it looks like Fatal and Bursey are going to go side by side into a Rouge, which can be quite dangerous. Oh, very close. Fatal has to back out of it, but he'll have the run. Bodard's lost it. Oh, he's at Fatal. Oh no. That's a big crash. Oh.
That is a massive crash.
Safety
Fatal's
car.
lucky to still be in the race. And we have a safety car which is going to save him. Missing his full front wing there. After 4 corners.
This is disastrous for the championship leader, and I think exactly what is needed. And I think what happened there was, as Fatal lifted off, and Bursey too, Boddard just got a great run, but had to take avoiding action to not hit them, and went out on the AstroTurf. And I think as he was rejoining, he lost the backhand and just went into the side of Fatal. It looked like that.
Yeah, very unfortunate accident, and it's going to leave Fatal at the back of the field, possibly on hard tyres.
You can take the mediums to the end, I think. I've seen some people do it, and because tyre is not really a factor here, and with the safety car out, you'll effectively be racing from lap 3, so if I was Fatal, I would pit for mediums right now.
Just depends what he knows, whether he can deploy that knowledge, get himself in a better position.
True, so let's... Grew up 4 positions. I set to watch him out, and yeah, he did make some good positions amongst the carnage. I'm not sure who else has damage apart from Fatal. Let's see if anyone else comes into the pits. Yeah, there's Porridge coming into the pits, there's Payton coming into the pits, Imran as well.
And
Yeah,
obviously championship leader Fatal. So,
yep. The bottom 6 on the pits. Let's see what they put on. If anyone goes for the hard tires.
mediums for Peyton and for Imran, and championship leader Fatal. So our Kaka goes to hards. A mistake down at McLaren, maybe.
Well, it depends on how well he can manage his medium tires, I think. As he crosses over the line at the pit lane exit, but he should get away with just a warning.
Yeah, you never know. They might go at the end of the lap if these two guys can catch up. They won't have a delta. So
It's possible, but I staying out for that short, unless it's like right at the end of the race, like 2 or 3 on Monday.
yeah, mental safety car stayed out for one lap. That was.
So the drivers will need to watch out for cold tires at the safety car restart. I think Juventus will know what I'm talking about. Looking at the AM1 race last week, he made a mistake on cold tires at the Parabolica and lost a few positions. So let's hope he's learned from that.
I don't want to have to be saying Juventus is round again by the time this safety car restart happens. So.
Yeah, this is the perfect opportunity for him with Fatal down the order to close the championship lead. And I think with Bursey too, because Bursey is actually quite close to Juventus too in the championship. I'll have a quick look. Yeah, Bursey is only 9 points away from Juventus, so this is a good opportunity for him too. Bursey hasn't always been the quickest, but he's been up there and being consistent, I think, has put him in a solid position in the championship.
Yeah, I think Juventus has got a point to prove today. He needs to capitalise on Fatal being down the order. He needs to come in and say, like, I'm still fighting for this title. I'm not going to let you get away with it that easily.
Yeah, I think we've seen some good form from Juventus, and let's hope he can continue. And if I was in Fatal's position, I think, well, naturally what you want to do is make up the positions as fast as possible, but if I was him, I would be very patient, because, you know, Eau Rouge, it can happen again on the restart with cold tires, especially Kaka on hards. He'll have cold tires, so yeah. Oh!
I was on board at the time. Yeah, it was a...
Well, he can get that removed, or he'll have to serve it at a pit stop.
Yeah, he will have to serve it if he can't get these tyres to the end.
That makes no sense to me. Well done, Cody's. Oh, what's this? Carno's overtaken DK under a safety car. That's weird. Oh,
Been disqualified. Allegedly.
How? I think that's a glitch. I want to say.
No, he's actually been disqualified. Yeah.
Well, that is
out of this race.
Well, I'm so sorry for cursing you. I've praised him so much, and yeah.
I have no idea what happened there.
That makes no sense. Yeah, he's quite confused in the AM2 chat too. So
yeah, so we'll have to see what actually happened. But very unlucky for the Mercedes driver. He was in a good position, so.
So that's 2 drivers out of the race then. Barad and Gurgurks King. The safety car should be coming in this lap.
Yep.
Yep, it is coming in.
Right,
so this is actually put iFinder into the top 5. You usually don't see that. So he'll be delighted and hopefully be able to capitalize on it. as Juventus backs up the field.
Yeah, and he can back him up all the way if he really wants to. There's nothing stopping him.
Yeah, the drivers need to be careful not to touch each other's backs because the game instantly slaps you with a 5-second penalty. As Juventus is gone early.
This is going really early.
Yeah, it looks like everybody sorted the restart fine. Fedor's really close to Arkaka. He can overtake as soon as he crosses the finish line, so yeah, we'll see what the Red Bull man can do. All stay as they are through turn 1, and I think Juventus has pulled out a healthy lead over Berzi. iFunder's quite close to Kano. We might see an overtake here between the Racing Point and the Ferrari, but looks like he's too far back.
Very close to Arkaka. Nothing doing though in terms of a move. Fatal on the softer rubber.
Yeah, no way through in Sector 2 unless Arkaka makes a mistake. This DK actually is very close to Berzi. Only 2 attempts between the 2 drivers. DK also very quick, as he's actually got a great run out of pawn. But no way through there. Fedor's also very close to Arkaka. He's actually gonna go around the outside. Oh, this is a great overtake.
Good move from Fatal. Goes off the track but gets it done. They're now back into the points paying positions.
Yeah, Peyton's all over Porridge. Let's jump over to that. Oh, they're gonna go side by side into Blanchimont. No, Peyton's just edged ahead. But with the slipstream, the McLaren might be able to come back actually. Around the outside.
Around the outside, yeah. Thinks better of it. He's gonna wait for the DRS.
As Arkaka gets the 3-second penalty for corner cutting. I think DK is the man on the move here.
Now Juventus, I noticed a little left there as I went on board through Rouge and Radion being smart. Saving his race. Gives up a little bit of time to Berzijo, but
he's out of DRS, so it should be good for him as Porridge and Payton are still battling. This is turning out to be a nice scrap between the 2 drivers. Oh, as Payton hits him.
Payton manages to keep it out of the wall. Fatal gains another position.
Yeah, nice drift, but I don't think he had any front wing damage from that, so he can cool down his tires and recover back into the race.
No damage on the front wing. So
yeah, so Fatal's recovery has been aided by that mistake from Payton and also Gru's very unlucky disqualification, which still makes no sense to me.
I don't understand how a game can glitch like that, but
yeah. So if we look at the gap to leader, I think Andrew, who pitted under the safety car on lap 1, can make it to the end, and he's only 6 seconds behind Juventus. So Juventus actually needs to push
deep into the bus stop. And is that going to let Berzi back in with a chance? It is.
Yep, fastest lap from Berzi and within the DRS range, so we could see the 2 Canadians fighting it out. As iFunder's still all the way behind, all over the back of the stick. Andrew also close by, so we could see a move here with DRS. Oh, iFunder's lost it. That's a good save.
Oh, and someone's out. It's iFunner.
It's iFunner.
He's missing his rear right.
Okay, I was on board with him. It looked like he saved it. He hit the wall with his right side tires.
Yeah, and if you go on, obviously you can't go on board with him anymore. But
Yeah, it
This
was
car
on board with them.
sticking up in the air.
Yeah,
Peyton
that's
back into the
interesting.
points. Yeah. Spectacular retirement from iFunner. Retired from a good
Sector 2
position
yellow
as well,
flag,
I
I think
feel
that's
bad.
DK. DK spun off at Pujon.
That was DK at Poon. So
Yeah,
Fatal up to P7 now.
yeah, Fatal just going back to the front with other drivers' mistakes. As Payton and Arkaka are side by side, I think. Going through the Sector 2 corners, and Payton makes the move stick. And I think Porridge can make a move on Imran here. He's gaining through Blanchimont, but runs slightly wide, has to lift off, so can't make it work. Oh! Goes right round the outside, but goes too deep. Fatal might be able to capitalize, but he gets forced wide, so yeah. Porridge Power, I think, dropped out of the DRS zone now. Next one to have a crack at Connor will be Andrew. Let's hope it goes better than the last time somebody tried to attack the stick. Oh, oh, he nearly lost it. That's actually, yeah, quite surprising.
Bet you go cursing more people.
Yeah, I should stop mentioning people as the Renault.
Stick to cursing the Ferrari.
Yeah, Porridge and Fedor also going side by side. Oh, they've touched. Now, is that front wing damage for either? I don't think so. So, there's some wheel banging, but
No damage on either cars, so they're
all
both
good.
clean.
Yeah. So I think the people to watch out here are 4th, 5th and 6th, because they can go to the end on these medium tires, and unless there's a safety car, Juventus is going to have to do it on track with fresher tires. Same with Bursey.
And what Juventus really wants right now would be a safety car.
Yeah. Or even a VSC, it could be useful, but a full safety car would be perfect for him, as Andrew needs to get past Connor quickly, otherwise Imran will take the net race lead. He's saving Yaris down the straight, which is interesting. I would have pushed hard to get as close as possible, but that's his choice. Juventus sets the fastest lap.
We're coming up to around the time where you're going to want to be pitting if you're still on the soft. Well, Juventus and Bursey maybe wanting to push on their in lap, get them, make the most of the tyres now before they start falling away.
This is going to be very close down the Camel Straight. 4 cars very close together, as I think Arkaka's gone off at La Source. We'll come back on that later.
Yeah. No damage, but
Yeah, Connor's still holding on to his position, which is interesting. With DRS, you're usually a sitting duck. He must be running some really low downforce. Oh, Imran's touched the gravel. And that's allowed Fatal to get close, but there's no way by in this section of the track.
a really tight section down from No Name and into Campus Chicane. So
Yeah, and I think Connor with his old mediums is costing this group some valuable time, because Juventus is pulling away on his worn soft tires.
gap now at around 10 seconds. So Connor is going to be doing the Red Bull a favour.
Yeah. I think the pit stop delta around here is 19 seconds, I want to say, but yeah, I'm not sure about it. I think Fedo's got a chance into the bus stop chicane on the Renault in front of him.
Yeah, and Juventus is going to come in and he's hit his front wing.
Oh no. I think he'll be able to change
Juventus
that.
clouts his front wing on the outside barrier.
Well, at least the star is still intact, so yeah. And the pit crew is changing it, so it's not all over for him, but he'll lose some valuable time. He's a long way behind his teammate now. but he'll have much fresher tires. And I think this is the lap we see the stick get overtaken with DRS. Can the Williams make the move past?
Will defend
Into Lake Holm.
outside line. Brakes
Oh.
later and sweeps round the outside to defend his position.
Great
Compromises
defending.
his exit though.
Oh,
Great
it's fatal.
defensive move.
I think Porge has lost the position to... No, I said it wrong. I think Fatal's lost the position to Porge. But Fatal
Battling.
will be looking to gain back. Yeah, and Juventus will need Kono to keep continuing to hold them up as much as possible because... Oh, somebody's gone off. Who's that? Payton. He's out.
He's out. He spun it.
Is that a
That
safety
put
car?
on. That
If that
should
is
be
a
a
safety
safety
car,
car. He's
yeah.
in the middle of the track.
That has to be a safety car. Will it help Bursey? If I was Bursey, I would just come in case there's a safety car.
Yeah, he's going to come in anyway. It's looking like there's going to be no safety car, so...
That doesn't make any sense to me, but yeah. So the Stig is going to be the new race leader, I suppose. It's going to be a big DRS train for the win. Actually, let's see where Bursey comes out relative to Juventus. I think he's going to be ahead because of the front wing change for the Red Bull. Yeah, he's definitely ahead. Now, this is a 5-way fight for the lead. Kono not really in the fight, but defending hard still against the leaders. As Andrew, I think, has finally made his move past. Oh, Imran! Onto the grass. Was a bit scary.
Andrew gets it done with DRS, yeah. You said. Imran's going to be trying to hunt down that Ferrari now.
Yeah, this is the perfect opportunity for Andrew to break away from the DRS.
He's going to need to break away. Otherwise he's going to have problems. Cano looks like he has the faster car down through Blanchimont. He's managing to stick with Andrew. It's really close to the back of that Williams. Porridge is in for his fresh mediums.
Yeah, I think not pinning under the safety car, I think that was the wrong decision for him. Because he wasn't really able to pull away from those that pitted under the safety car, but yeah. I think he'll still come out in P8, I want to say, ahead of his teammate.
Here comes Juventus now.
Yeah, with the fastest lap. Oh, I think Fatal might make a move on Imran. Into Lake Holm, round the outside. Imran breaks later and holds the position, but Fatal has some good grip. Oh, this is going to be a lovely move. So Fatal will be trying to close back up to the front too. And Bursey and Juventus on their fresher tires, I think they will be a threat at the end of this race. Because those mediums of Andrew and Fatal and Imran will be screaming at that point.
The gap already starting to come down between Juventus and his teammate.
Yeah, only 8 seconds between them, I think. who won't be pinning. Yes, this will be difficult because the stick has the DRS of the Williams ahead of it. He won't be able to do it on pure straight line speed. He'll need to be put on the throttle, as Juventus is definitely on the throttle. Sets the slap. Heading up Eau Rouge and Radion. Oh, Kono's at a bit of a slide. But I think he has enough of a distance.
He's got the DRS as well. Connor should be okay.
Yeah, for now. Yeah, I'm surprised that Andrew isn't pulling away as much as he did as Fatal. Can he make a move at this corner again? He overtook Imran here last lap.
Tries it at the inside of Brussels. Connor's going to hold it around the outside. Or he almost loses the car. Coming down to no.
Vettel definitely has the pace here. Just needs to find a way past the Ferrari. And he might be able to do it here actually, at Blanchimont.
Well, he's going to go through at Blanchimont.
And an easier overtake since the Williams doesn't have
Connor
the DRS.
not fighting it. Connor not fighting it at all.
Yeah, Burzi's joined the queue. And Juventus will soon do that as well, so yeah. Vettel needs to be quick with his move on Andrew. That's just banging in the fastest laps, a 47.5. Up Radion we go. Yeah, I think this will be a breeze for Vettel. On the racing line, gets the move done before the braking zone and yeah, takes the lead. So after his lap 1 troubles, the safety car has put him back into the lead and some really good driving. Now all he needs to do is hold on to his tires. And I think Berzi's made a mistake because the gap to Imran and Juventus is changed suddenly. So he needs to get back in the race.
Juventus certainly gaining now as he comes down towards Pua.
Fatal's had a bit of a slide, so this might put Andrew back into the game.
And Juventus is going to need to get a move on, otherwise he might not have the juice to overtake Fatal for the race lead.
Yeah, as it stands, Fatal will secure the championship today. Even with Kano pitting, Juventus needs to get up to P4 at least, since he has the fastest lap. And actually I think Andrew might be able to retake the lead here. Fatal defends the
Run out
slipstream.
into the Camel Straight.
Berzi also close to Imran. Down the inside. Ooh, the Renault just about holds on. Always he's done this a few times. He runs out onto that gravel and it's costing him time heading into this understeery corner, Brussels. And yeah, but he still hangs on to the spot.
Andrew running wide there is going to allow Fatal to get away. and Juventus can see the championship extending position in front of him.
Yes, Berzi actually might go for a move at Blanchimont. That was very ambitious.
Juventus runs wide there at Blanchimont.
Goes up the
He's going to
inside.
slide up the inside of Berzi J.
Oh, it's kind of finally fits. Yeah, well done to Berzi. And he needs to attack Imran. He can really attack him. This straight will be crucial. I think he got a good exit out of the corner. And I think Juventus and Berzi need to work together in order to catch up to Fatal and Andrew.
Juventus gets a storming exit out onto the Kemmel Straight. Here comes the Canadian. He's got slipstream from Imran. He's going to get boxed in.
Oh, it's Berzi. Goes down the inside. Oh, this could be brilliant. But he slides out. Oh! Oh no!
Juventus! He's out!
Well, that's heartbreaking. Will that be a safety car then?
Virtual safety car.
Did he hit Berzi? I couldn't quite see that. I was on board with Berzi.
Got out on the curb and had a bit of a slide. Maybe got down on the power too early. But that is a shame. Great shame for Juventus.
The race was looking really good for him. He dominated pretty much the whole first inning and was looking to make a good recovery, but unfortunately has made a mistake. Both him and Berzi sliding out, but Berzi was able to catch it.
Fatal needs to be really careful about the lobby glitch.
Yeah, that's true.
Comes through Blanchimont. DRS enabled. I didn't see a penalty, so he should be okay.
Yeah, I think he's done from Hungary.
Comes in anyway.
That. So he's not confident that he can make it to the end. Andrew stays out.
Championship rival out of the race. He now only needs to finish P3 to secure the title.
Indeed, Imran also comes in. So
serves his 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. So this actively puts Kono in the fight because he was with them earlier and he put on the softs 2 laps ago. Yeah, he might get Fatal.
Back on the Fatal's car.
Yeah, he really needs to push out of these corners. Has he got Fatal? Oh, very close from the stick.
They're going to go side by side. No, Kono gets him.
He might get the arrows too. Fatal's got the DRS. Kono needs to do everything to keep hold of the position for now. Squeezes him to the inside. Can Fatal do it? Ooh, contact.
Little bit of contact on the right rear, the left rear of Fatal.
Yeah, I think Kono just needs to stick with him for now using the DRS and the powerful toe down here.
And Fatal's now got 7 seconds to make up. In 8 laps. So Juventus now going to be praying that DK, Porridge and Kono can do something to help his championship hopes. He leaves the session in disgust.
Sorry for that. I'm back. Is our package in the pits?
Fatal out onto the gravel.
Yeah, I've seen it. Imran's done that a few times, but he takes it fine on this lap. But I don't think it will be enough for Vettel to catch up to these guys. Because there's only, what, 5 laps to go, 5.5 laps to go, and the gap is, let's see, 18 seconds to the leader, so in my opinion this was a mistake.
Fatal's a quick guy, but
Yeah, but how much
remains to
quicker?
be seen.
He needs to get up to DK in order to win the championship. He'll get the fastest lap point. And also with Juventus retiring, I think he'll still get the 2 points from finishing P9. So yeah, I think Vettel needs third with the fastest lap, I think. Which he does just now. 47.2, but Kano beats it. Also a 47.2, so he'll need to push even more to beat that fastest lap time and get the bonus point. Meanwhile, out in front, Burzy is catching Andrew very quickly, whose tires will be very warm by now. They'll still have the grip, but they'll feel slidey. So Fatal within the DRS range of Porridge. I think he might have a chance into the bus stop chicane if he can close up through this chicane and the next few corners. Yeah, he's definitely in the slipstreaming range, so yeah, he might get the move done before the lap is over.
Not far up the road from Porridge is the Alfa Romeo of DK.
Yeah.
So,
And Fatal's
Fatal
gone purple through sector 2, so he could set a new fastest lap right here. Oh, he's nearly hit him. As the gap out in front, I think Andrew's tires are really gone off, because it was 4.4 seconds and now it's down to 1.9, so this will be a really exciting finish as Fatal has a look into the source.
here we go. Fatal.
Oh, he's very,
Yeah, he's
very close. Needs to be careful.
Pulls out. DRS enabled.
Fresher tires, softer tires, slipstream DRS, a very easy move for the American. Next up the road is DK. Only 2.2 seconds and 3 laps to go, so this is definitely possible. Also, out in front between Burzy and Andrew, the gap is nearly in the DRS range.
Fatal maybe gonna have 1 or 2 chances at this. He's gonna need to close up though, he needs to get a move on.
Correct. And can you have a quick look at the penalties, please? Because I'm not sure if DK has any. Or Fatal.
DK is clean, Fatal also is clean I believe. He had that 5 seconds but served it. Burzy clean. Andrew is also clean, so
Yeah, so it's a straight side out straight. So to keep an eye out is Kano and Porridge, because Kano will be closing in on his soft tires.
Fatal. Did they get close this lap? He might have DRS.
He will have DRS,
Down
but
the straight.
unless there's some
Shall
incredible
see.
closing speed, I don't think he could get the move done here. This Porsche gets the penalty. Just 2 laps remaining, 2.5 laps remaining. Very close for Fatal to win the championship. He just needs to get this overtake done on DK. And also very close for the win between Burzy and... Actually, does Fatal get the championship if Burzy wins the race? I haven't checked that. It's 110 to 157. The gap needs to be... Oh no. Yeah, Fatal cannot win the championship. Right now he needs to finish out of Burzy. Unless I'm mistaken. This Fatal is very close to the Red Bull driver. In the bus stop chicane. Around the outside.
Yeah, Fatal. Fatal needs to beat Burzy, so the championship will not be decided tonight.
Yeah, unless Burzy and Andrew have a
Massive race-ending crash.
yeah, just 2 laps to go. Can Burzy get it done here? Quite a bit through a rouge, that's interesting. Let's see how Fatal does. He lifts off too, so he doesn't hit DK. He should be able to get the move done around the outside.
Descends to the inside, but it's not going to matter.
Gets the move done, and I think that's the maximum we can do for today. Oh! He nearly does what his teammate did. Nearly does.
DK slides up the inside.
Yeah. Well held there. Oh, sector 1 yellow flag, I think it's in, right?
It is the Renault of
He's had a
him.
spin. I'm not exactly sure why Kano's losing time on his soft tires. His wing seems fine, so yeah, I'm really confused about that. So just 1 lap in a sector to go. This is going to be a great finale, and if Andrew can hold on with his 19 lap old mediums, I think he'll definitely be worthy of driver of the day. It's Burzy. He's going for it here at Blanchimont. Can he do it for the win? He does. Awesome move from the Canadian. But Andrew will have the DRS, so yeah, Burzy needs to pull away until the Camel Straight is Fatal is putting the pressure on DK for P3. But he can't get the move done into the bus stop. What about turn 1? He's got a great exit. I think DK will be letting him go to have the DRS. No, he covers the inside. Ooh, very nearly hits him, Fatal, but let's go back up to the front. Yeah, I think Andrew is out of DRS, so I think the win is Burzy's, unless he makes a mistake. What about Fatal and DK? Up through Radion, through Camel Corner, and down the straight. Goes round the outside, and I think that's the move done.
Should be moved on. Unless he makes a mistake here, no. He's going to hold on to it. He gets a penalty!
Oh, right at the end there. That's not what he wanted, and he'll be very
Drama
annoyed
at the
with
last.
that. So that means that Juventus still has a chance at the championship, because Fatal will be P4. Yeah, both Juventus and Burzy, and Burzy's just pulled away on his fresher mediums. And actually, DK might have the chance if he can slipstream him up to launch him up, but no, he's too far behind. And I think Burzy's done what he's done so far this season, just a calm, collected drive, keeping it out of trouble. And I think a very well-deserved win here. unless he has a penalty, which I haven't seen so far. So yeah, as Burzy J wins in Belgium with Andrew is fresh, great tire management in P2, Fatal in P3 with the fastest lap, but DK gets him on penalties. Porridge Power P4, Kana doing a good job on the alternate strat, P6, Imran P7, and Arkaka, the hard strategy just didn't work for him, but he'll still be P8 and get solid points, I think. So let's ask the chat, who's your driver of the day? I'll ask you two, Blades. Who do you think is driver of the day?
Well, my driver of the day, I've got to give it to Andrew.
Yeah, I think
I think he had a good race, and you know, he managed to stay at the front, didn't drop.
definitely a contender. Him and Burzy, awesome drives. As I'll invite them to the party. So it's Burzy J who wins from third on the grid with his one and only pit stop following the standard strategy. A very good drive, and in second place is Andrew. Some really good tire management and good clean defending. And to round off the podium is DK. Yeah, hello. As Fatal comes in P4, he won't secure the championship tonight, but has a very good chance of doing it at Singapore. And Porridge Power, I think it's his best result in P5. Kano P6, Imran P7, Arkaka P8, and Juventus paid an iPhone and bought out your DNFs with Grugrex King having that really nonsense disqualification. Well done, as all the podium finishers are now in the party. We can begin with our third place man, DK. DK, how was the race for you, and especially your battle with Fatal at the end? Did you know he had a penalty on the last lap?
Yeah, I had Bodha telling me like right when he got the penalty. I was like, oh, okay, thank God. So then I just kind of backed off a little bit and didn't worry about the gap.
Yeah, he got it at 3 seconds after he pulled off the move, so yeah, must have been annoying for him, but worked out great for you.
Yes, it did. I was very thrilled.
Yep. Anything you want to ask DK Blades?
No, just you had a bit of a quiet race, sort of in
yeah.
midfield, and just how was it for you being around the midfield and chasing down
clean.
Peyton?
That lap one wreck avoidance was the highlight of the race.
Yeah, we saw that. Obviously, your teammate out early. How did he help you with when it came to race engineering throughout the race?
He just told me like when they were pitting stuff like that, you know, typical. What a race engineer does, pretty much. He told me undercut him, and then it was good.
Very helpful to have a race engineer. I've found throughout this season.
Yeah, great stuff there. Extending the gap to Imran for P4 in this championship, and yeah, what do you think heading into the last two races? Are you thinking of closing out the season with a win?
Hopefully, but unfortunately I'll be missing next week, so I will have to make it all up in Japan.
Yep. Good luck then. So, yep.
Alrighty, thank you.
Let's move on to P2. Andrew is fresh, and I mean, I must say that was a great drive from you, hitting lap 1. Was that voluntary or did you have wing damage from the incident?
No, that was a voluntary move to come in and get mediums. Thought that maybe there would be another like full-on safety car later in the race, so we could get another set or maybe get some softs. But then around like 11 or 12 laps in, just kind of realized we're probably not going to have one, so I just started driving a little easier so I could make it to the end with them. It's pretty nice.
Were you surprised when Fedel and Imran came into the pits for soft tires? Looked like the wrong decision for them.
I don't know. It's tough because when you're as fast as Fatal is, you can afford to make an extra stop and make it up because you're so fast. I know I couldn't make that call. I know I couldn't make up that time, but he's so fast he probably didn't really make like a bad decision by doing that, you know?
Yep, congratulations on P2, and yep, hopefully you can do one better next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so let's move on to our race winner, Burzy J. Is it for the third time this season? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I believe that's the third win there.
Yeah, so what did you think of the race? You were sticking with Juventus early on, and yeah, I mean you kept it very clean.
Yeah, that crazy Radeon incident in turn 1 really kind of set us all weird frenzy there, and then I just knew I had to keep up with Juventus, and we did that, and he pit the lap before, so I just kept on going, and I don't know if something happened in the pit lane or something, but I came out ahead of him or whatever.
Yeah, he got front wing damage entering the pits, so that cost him time. And yeah, and about when he retired, did you guys touch at all, or did he lose it on his own? We couldn't quite catch him.
As far as I could tell, we didn't touch. It was just a matter of I kind of got a little tail happy, and I was wrangling the car back, and then I think he kind of reacted to the fact I was out of control. I'm not too sure if you guys probably had a better view than I did, but it seemed like, I don't know, it was just maybe just both of us getting tail happy and just losing the car on a curb or something. I'm not sure, but I don't think we had any collision.
Yep, great drive from you. And yeah, what did you think of it at the end? Do you think you would be able to catch Andrew on his old tires, or because the gap was quite big?
The gap was big when we first pulled around the corner, and it was like 4.5 seconds or something like that to Andrew, and I was like, oh man, he's like really going here. And then we were like, well, hold on, he's probably got he's on those really old BMs, so eventually start to fade away, and a couple corners in, the time started dropping down pretty rapidly, so it was just a matter of head down and try to maintain the pace and take advantage of the speed in the corners. And he did a great job making the car wide and making it difficult to get by. It was fun battling you there, Andrew, for the last 5 laps or so.
Yeah, and that win puts you second in the championship and I think only 35 points away from Fedel, so you can still have a chance if Fedel is a DNF. And so, do you think you can fight for the title?
I mean, it's certainly possible, but we've got 2 very technical tracks coming up to finish the season, so it'll be tricky, and I'm sure there'll be lots of guys that are dialed in for the upcoming weeks here, so it'll be good.
Yeah, we wish you the best of luck then, and yep, anything else you want to add, Blades?
No, just as always, congratulations to the podium. Thanks to all the AM2 guys who showed up tonight. And, I suppose I should add some plugs, I normally do. Yeah. So, if you want to watch some more Contest of Speed this week, we have AM Tier 1 coming up tomorrow at the same time. That will be it for the racing this week. However, if you would like to watch more next week, we have our Tier 3 guys attacking the Singapore Marina Bay circuit on Monday at 10 PM UK time, which is, I believe, 5 PM on the east coast of America. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we then have our higher tiers, EU Tier 2 and Tier 3, on Tuesday and Wednesday at the same time, with obviously our AM2 guys back again for Singapore next week at the same time. So, thank you for watching Contest of Speed.
Yep, see you then.